Guys, Jenny here. Listen, I had this on my heart to do this video, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna wind up sharing it out to you or not, but if you're watching it now, I decided to. There's a lot of talk finally happening in the social media world, in the media world, and even among friends about mental health. And this has to happen. This is a conversation that is so necessary, from school shootings to suicide, all sorts of things that are a result, drug addictions, a result of some sort of mental health issue. And if you've never dealt with it, be grateful. Honestly, be so grateful, not judgmental. Be there for people that you know that are struggling. They're not making this up. It can't be prayed out. It's not a cry for attention. And I know because I struggle myself. You see me on the other side of the camera, cheery, and most of the time I am. But my husband knows, and a few friends know the depth of my anxiety disorder. And I remember the first time I had a panic attack was just over 17 years ago, and I know that because Joshua was just a baby. And I had went to Walmart by myself, and I'd never had anxiety or a panic attack prior to that. I was a worrier as a child. But I remember that I couldn't catch my breath, and my heart started pounding, and I started sweating, and I felt like I was being crushed. And I couldn't seem to recover, and even for a moment, like, things went dark. And then I got a hold of myself, and I intuitively knew to breathe slower and that I needed to get home to my safe space, to my family, to my husband. And that was 17 years ago. Saturday, I was in yoga training, and we did a nice calming practice at the end and a little guided relaxation. And my heart began to skip beats. Like, I could literally feel it. I had to press into my heart. I started to go a little numb on certain areas of my body. I had a hard time breathing. I became overcome with emotion, and I wanted to run. When I got home, I crawled into my bed, right past my family that I hadn't been with all day, crawled into my bed and started to sob. And I sobbed and I sobbed until I got a hold of myself. Got some food in me, spent some time with my family, and got calmed down. But I very easily could have thought that I was having a heart attack or something of that sort. The only reason that I didn't have to go to the emergency room, as some friends of mine and family members of mine have had to, is because I've dealt with this for 17 years. So I know what it feels like. That was just a very intense, scary attack. I can have upwards of 5 to 6 panic attacks a day, sometimes more, and they can last, in my life, I know a lot of people that's moments, mine can last an hour, and sometimes I feel guilty and hypocritical because I'm a yoga instructor. I teach mindfulness, I teach meditation, I teach breathing, and yet I struggle with anxiety. I, in my past, have also dealt with bouts of depression and postpartum depression. And at no point in any of that did I think, this is what I want for myself. this is how I choose to live. Oh, I invite this into my life. I didn't choose it. I don't know why it's there. I believe it's there for a reason, and I'm going to learn from it. Understand that when someone is dealing with an issue like that, it can make them act in ways they normally wouldn't, say things they might not normally say. It can trick the brain into thinking something different than reality in that moment. Sometimes it makes a woman with a really great life, a great husband, great kids, a great job, think that she has nothing to live for. So we see this rise right now in suicides, drug abuse, harming other people. I really believe that this is an epidemic. I mean, on the rise, ADHD, bipolar disease, many others, obsessive compulsive disorder, and they're real problems that are real, just like you getting a cut or a disease, a cancer. This just happens, you know, from the head up. It's a real disease. Insurance companies aren't always covering it. Medical share programs aren't covering help for these issues. This is a problem. We need to be able to get help. We need to be able to afford help. And I'm glad that people are talking about it now, because me posting this video, if I do, might get some backlash a little bit, as it's embarrassing to be maybe the family member or friend of someone who struggles with this, or it's our private issue, we shouldn't talk about it. Well, that seclusion and that feeling like that makes you feel guilty, ashamed, alone. So we need to raise awareness just to know that other people are going through something with you, or understand how you feel, or respect how you feel. Even if they don't understand it, they take you seriously. Can make a huge difference, you guys. So it's my personal belief that when we help others, we help ourselves. When we give to others, it'll come back to us. And so I'm making this video, I'm sharing my heart and something very vulnerable about me, in hopes that I'll help someone else not feel alone, and know that you have a soul sister out here that understands what you're going through, that you're a great wife and mom and friend, and in all the roles in your life, you're okay. You just have something extra that some people don't, that you have to deal with. And it doesn't make you bad, and it doesn't make you broken. And if you need a friend, message me, because I know. And for those of you who maybe don't, you know, understand it, like I said earlier, just could you be supportive? Could you say, what can I do to help right now? And maybe it's just a shoulder to cry on. Sometimes my husband will come and lay across me, because I need that heaviness, that weight makes me feel better. My body calms down. Maybe they need space. It's okay to say, I don't understand what you're going through, but I believe that you're going through something, and I'm here with you, and I'll sit with you through it, or I'll be there with you through it. And that's the best that I can ask for. I don't expect my husband, my mom, my kids to say, oh, I totally get it. I hope they never do get it, understand it. I don't want them to understand from that sense. I just need them to know that it's real and it's something that I'm figuring out in my life. Now, there's theories about whether it's chemical imbalance, maybe. If you're in more the yoga world, we might talk about energies or chakras that are imbalanced or energy centers. But what's common thread is there's some sort of imbalance that's probably happening that causes this shift in the mind. And I believe that for me, there's something to be learned through this burden of anxiety disorder, and that I will be released and freed from it at some point. And hopefully while still on this earth, and learn to live free and breathe easy. And I hope that for all of us, in the meantime, giving safe space, providing health care for those of us who need it in the mental world, more than the physical realm, would be great. And spread awareness to people who don't understand, so that we don't see so much of the suicides, the abuses, the harm. Guys, it has become, seriously, I said, an epidemic. When I was growing up, I knew maybe one family that was affected by suicide. I can probably count close to on both hands now in the last 5 years of families I know affected by it. It's a serious, significant shift. We see it in, especially stars get media when it happens to them. Military men, our veterans are killing themselves daily. Our kids are killing themselves. We gotta help, and it's gotta change, and there's gotta be safe places with us that deal with things to know that we're okay, that we're gonna be okay, and that we're loved, and that we're enough. So, that was a heavy one, guys, but I hope it touches at least one heart out there that needs it. So, raise awareness. Love you guys, and hopefully you'll see my cheery, smiling face on the other side of the camera next time. Take care.